Hello and welcome to this HeadRush tutorial. In this video, we'll be diving into how to use Revolver 5 and its powerful array of functions and features. First, let's quickly make sure our audio settings are set up the way we want them. Upon opening Revolver, click the gear icon on the top right, and click Audio/MIDI to open the Audio and MIDI Devices menu. You can also access the Audio and MIDI settings by using the File menu on either Windows or Mac OS. In the drop-down menus, select your desired output and input devices. This will vary depending on your setup. Give your guitar a strum or two, and if your settings are configured correctly, you'll hear your guitar through your output source and see the in and out meters move in Revolver. If you wish, you can also adjust your sample rate and buffer size. The goal with buffer size is to get it as low as your computer will allow without audio dropouts. The lower the latency, the less delay you'll hear between playing your guitar and hearing the notes through Revolver. 256 samples is a good starting point. At the bottom, you also have the option to select a MIDI input. If you have a MIDI device connected to your computer, like a MIDI pedal or USB expression pedal, select it here, and you'll be able to map various parameters of the Revolver modules to it. Check out our guide at the link in the description for more info on using MIDI devices in Revolver. Now that our audio settings are good to go, let's open up the Input Settings menu to make sure our pre-effects signal settings are the way we want them. At the top left, click the In button to open the input mixer. First, you have a VU meter to monitor your input level, and below it, an Adjust knob to increase or decrease the gain. This button right here can be used to automatically normalize your input level. Just click it, then play something at the highest volume you plan to play at. And Revolver will adjust your gain accordingly. You can also normalize your input level at any time by using the Auto Set button next to the In button on the main screen. This button here will enable or disable mono summing of your input. Below this, you can adjust the pickup RMS settings if you wish. Always consult the voltage specifications of your guitar's pickups before adjusting this. Next, you can adjust the threshold of the noise gate to eliminate all sound from your input under a certain dB level. The opened and closed lights will tell you when the noise gate is active or inactive. Adjust the threshold knob in small increments, play something, and use the lights to adjust it further if needed. In the center, you can use the tuner to make sure your guitar is in tune. In the Tuning's drop-down menu, select your desired tuning, and go ahead and start tuning your guitar. If you need to adjust the A frequency of the tuner to a different frequency than 440 Hz, use this knob. You can always double-click it to reset it to 440 Hz. In the sound section, Normal will pass your signal through any loaded modules, Clean will bypass all modules and play the signal raw from your guitar, and Mute will completely silence the signal. It'll default to Normal, but Clean and Mute are useful settings if your modules severely obscure the exact pitch of the notes in your signal, or if you want to quickly tune your guitar without sending the signal to your output. On the right, the ACT Instrument and Pickup Modeler uses HeadRush's audio cloning technology to clone and simulate a wide array of different pickups. First, let's create a source profile of your guitar's pickups. Under Source Profile, click the drop-down and select Record New Profile. Click the arrow next to the Target Profile drop-down, then play some 6-string chords on your guitar, and your pickups will be analyzed. To save this source profile, enter a name in the dialog box, then click Close. Now that your guitar's source profile is saved, you can load a pickup simulator in the Target Profile menu and blend between the two profiles. Simply double-click on a target profile to load it, and use the Blend slider to mix the profiles together. Moving the slider to the left will use more of your guitar's source profile, and moving it to the right will use more of the loaded target profile. Finally, you can use the EQ Filters section to adjust the low, mid, and high frequencies of your signal's EQ, and adjust its low-pass filter as high as 15,000 Hz and as low as 1,000 Hz. And with that, let's open up some Revolver modules and start making some noise. On the main screen, Revolver will default to showing the amp and cab A path of the signal chain. Signal chains in Revolver work from left to right. Your input will first pass through any loaded stomp pedals, then through amps and cabs, and finally through effects before being sent to your output. You'll also notice that there are two separate signal chains, one labeled A and one labeled B. Let's start with stomp pedals. Click on the Stomps A path, then click this plus, and you'll be presented with a number of different pedal options. I'm going to select this chorus pedal. Now, when you play something on your guitar, you'll hear the stomp pedal applied to the signal. For this chorus stomp, there are 3 adjustable settings: the stomp pedal itself, which turns the effect on or off, and rate and depth knobs. Play around with the pedal's settings until you've found a sound you like. To add another stomp pedal, click the plus, pick a module, then click on the pedal board to insert it into your signal chain. You can always move the module forward or backward in the signal chain by right-clicking it, clicking Move this module, then clicking its new location. To remove a module, simply right-click it and click Delete this module, or click Replace this module to replace it with a different one. Next, let's load an amplifier or cabinet module. Just like with stomps, simply click on the Amp and Cab A path, click the plus, select a module, and adjust any of the module settings to your liking. Be sure to keep an eye out on the Out VU meter at the top right. If it's consistently lighting up 100% green, try turning down the volume on your guitar, audio interface input, and/or the main volume controls of your modules. The last part of the signal chain is the effects path. Just like with the stomps and amps and cabs paths, just click on the plus, pick a module you want to load, then feel free to sift through the module's presets and tweak its settings however you wish. Feel free to add more effect modules and arrange them in any order you want. Now that we've built our sound, let's check out the output settings. Click the Out button at the top right. On the left, you have multiple tools for blending between your signal chains. If you've loaded modules on both the A and B signal chains, you can use this slider to blend between them. Each chain also has pan and delay settings. You have a 5-band EQ, including high and low pass filters. The frequency of each band is adjustable using the frequency knob. You also have a compressor, which you can use to change the dynamics of your signal and reduce the amount of dynamic range. And finally, all the way to the right, a VU meter to monitor the volume of your main output. You can adjust the gain manually if needed, but you can use this button to normalize the gain automatically. Just click it and play something on your guitar at the loudest volume you plan to use. And Revolver will set the gain automatically. Just like with your input, you can also use the Auto Set button next to Out on the main screen to auto-normalize your output gain at any time. So, now that we know how to build our own sound from scratch, let's make sure we save our work and learn how to access it later. At the top, above Effects A, click on the Save icon, then create a new bank to store the preset in, then open the new bank and click Save as New Preset. Give your new preset a name and tap Enter. You can also add a written description of the preset if you wish. In the icons at the top right, you'll see this icon. Click it to enter Gig Mode. In Gig Mode, you can load up to 8 presets, all of which you'll be able to easily switch between with a simple click. As always, you can head over to headrushfx.com/support to access further walkthroughs and information on using Revolver, as well as access to the Headrush technical support team if you need further assistance. Thank you as always for tuning in, and have fun jamming with Revolver 5.